Test chat. Alright, we're good. Here goes. We're back with Pyre. Playing this for a bit. And then I'm gonna rush off to work. Alright. Let's see. Lute. Lone minstrel takes musical instrument, for which he chronicles great deeds through song. It chronicles the journey of the Nightwing through song. Using it, you may hear glimpses of your past experiences across the downside. So, like, old cutscenes. Yeah, this is. Here's the thing. Alright. Can your quest unlock these? Okay. Nothing for now. Book of Rights. So this will be the new one. The rope collar. In the words of Gol Galathanian, the Master General, I knew it was a fool's errand, but my liege he would not listen. He instead insisted to pursue a certain treasure, a celestial orb, freshly fallen from the heavens in the reaches of the downside. He would be a living legend if only he could grasp it. Whispered in his ear that Kaelmer Ropecaller, his elder and most trusted aide, would that I slew that man myself. His was a simple and yet brilliant ruse, to draw the Emperor farther still from his responsibilities and towards his greed. Thus did the Emperor begin an expedition into the Forsaken Lands. He insisted that he go himself. Alright. Minstrel got to say. The lone minstrel, he appears to be a traveling musician. It seems to be connected to the rites. Right, he seems to have situated himself in the wagon. He is very still, not unlike when he was sleeping. Reader, I shall keep this brief, as you shortly have a rite you must conduct. You have read something of the Book of Rites, which means that you may know something of my nature. On the contrary, you know not what he means, and he soon senses this. Forgive me, for I spoke too soon. Suffice it, I have served the Nightwings for some time. Conduct the rites with glory, and you shall achieve what you seek. The lone minstrel nods farewell to you and steps away. Alright. Whatever. Didn't learn anything new about anybody anyway. Slug market. Guys, thanks for running me the side of the head. Do for you. Well, let's make it all. Yeah, ahead of us. Oh no, Mr. Greentail, can't just give up all my business secrets, am I right? What I can do, well, seeing as you've been such a good customer and all, is provide you a sample of a little something you might like. Check this out. Seeing as you brought that moon crest thinger me last time, just thinking we could use this. And I got more if you want. Pinch of stardust. Raise the rinse. Thanks for the sample. Shimokon. 2 damage. 10% faster. Sure, I'll buy another one of these. I knew you were going to like that stuff, guys. Pretty woo, you know what I mean? If you want some more, just an individual and his dad. Get it, catch my meaning, yeah? Stop by some other time. Interact with Ron to find him down. Meh. Good day out there. Oh. Hey Zero, tell me, what would you do if your best friend was a crackhead? Cut ties. I know this sounds very harsh to say, but I typically do I choose who my friends are, and I don't choose to befriend anyone who is into drugs. As soon as they start getting into drugs, they are no longer a friend of mine. This is also why I typically try to make sure I have an exit strategy planned in regards to any and every connections I make. If anyone ever turns to becoming a very less than savory person, they'll find out quick that at the very least I found them as such. But my friendship is not unconditional. I have the condition of never bring harm to me or to anyone I care for, and that will include the individual themselves. If they are getting into drugs, that means they are getting into self-harm. If they are getting into self-harm, they have met the condition to not be considered one of my friends or loved ones. And thus, I will stop. For the record, I'm particularly stubborn otherwise. If somebody doesn't go for one of those, I will stick with them through thick and thin, aside from. External problems are fine, but trying to get somebody to change themselves for the better or worse is next to impossible task for me. So that is my answer. Typically speaking, I wouldn't have a friend that's a crackhead. If they became one, it wouldn't have been thanks to my influence. But if they still became one regardless, then, well, it was nice befriending the person they were, not the person they have chosen to become. Right, yeah. You out there? Let's see, I guess if we try to change up the equipment. Nathan Talisman. Alrighty. Let's see if that does anything really noticeable. Commence with the right. You and your fellow exiles gather around the sacred site known as the Cairn of Haub, anticipating the hour that the rites are to commence again. Guess that makes a lot of sense, but I live with the guy. Cutting ties is complicated. Just wish I could use some sort of, I don't know, deterrent. Okay, again, honestly thought you start living with your brother. What happened? Is your brother the one who's become a crackhead? Because, like, there's honestly little to no good ending here if you're trying to knowingly shack up with someone who is a drug addict. Because sooner or later, they're going to get caught. And if you knowingly decided to withhold information that somebody was a drug dealer, then brother is my brother. He literally cannot be my best friend. Okay. And then my old house. Well, wait, is the crackhead the one that was having problems with his girlfriend? Or is it the girl that's have become the crackhead? Oh wait, no, you said you live with the yeah, you live with the guy. Okay, no, so it's the girl. Yeah, the girl's the one who's not the crackhead. So okay. Um. Oh, he got caught already. All right. So he's no longer living with you. Like he's already in jail, and like that's that. Okay. Honestly, the next step is to get a new roommate. Like start putting out ads saying you need a new roommate. Take up the slot. The best you could do for the guy, like if he's already caught, that means he's already going to be forced into rehab. They're not going to give him any. Caught and in jail are not the same. Okay, get him in jail. Because again, as long as he's like, if you didn't get him in jail and he's still wandering around in the house, I'm not sure entirely all the laws over there. I'm just going based on what happens in the states. If someone is caught holding drugs in the house and everybody in the house knew it and nobody reported it, then they wind up becoming like charged for smuggling or withholding or holding illegal substances, aiding and abetting criminal activity, and they just go down the laundry list. If you do not turn in somebody who decides to become a crackhead and you're living with them, the law tries to find every way to make sure everyone who ever knew the crackhead goes down with them for not turning them in or her in. The only way you can try to avoid it is like when the call is made, make sure you're nowhere near the house. Like take a walk, take a hike, go through a park, sit on a bench somewhere, like go to like spend the time nursing a soft drink at a fast food restaurant, a fast food joint while you know the arrest is being made. That kind of stuff. Hold that thought. We are aware he consumes. Responsible people are aware he's consuming. Well, if you're responsible, you're making sure that he gets the help he needs, and if he's not, honestly, there's no way he's going to stop because somebody nice tells him to stop. It's a fucking drug. It's not a magic spell that can be lifted from waving your hands and saying the right words. It's a fucking drug. Even if he wants to at this point, depending on how long he's been taking it, he's not going to have the ability to have the mental fortitude to just say no. Just say no refers to people who have not been, who didn't give in to try, quote unquote, try it in the first place. Best you can do is the tough love aspect of get them in jail, where the first thing they're going to do after the arrest is get them into rehab after jail. Make sure to, and then put them on a watch. And then he's going to constantly have to be, what's the assignment? Like constantly be scheduled to go in for regular drug tests to make sure he's staying clean. And usually after like a year or two, depending on, like they'll leave him alone and then say, okay, you've been clean, stay off of it. But yeah, that doesn't happen until someone does the tough love mindset of get him the help he needs, even though he's not gonna want it. He's not gonna want the help. He's just gonna want more drugs. But there you go. Move on. Oh, and for the record, for me personally, even after getting them that help, I would still cut them out of my life. Like, good for you. You got the help you need. You're changed now. You're all good. I'm still not going to risk it. You've already made that horrible decision once. I don't need to be around when you decide to, if you ever decide to make it again. Keep my absence as a reminder of what can happen from making such a choice. That's it. All right. All is quiet for a time, and then from out of nowhere charges a gangly cur. He stops short and gives you a mighty sneer. That's Barker F. Pause. Real piece of work. Just don't make eye contact. He's a troublemaking cur who thrills in the defeat of the triumvirates who stand against him. Boy, well, look at this lot. We even got one of our own consulting with the two labels. You're a disgrace there, mate, you realize? Good to see you, Barker. You're looking well. Didn't know you knew about the rights. Well, I know about a lot of things, my friend. For instance, I know you're going to be very, very sad after we wipe the floor with you here. There you go, I'm needed. Alright, good luck. that. Mate. Alright. I don't know whose back you scratched to earn yourself a spot on the high and mighty Nightwings there, but I am gonna make sure all of you regret it, because why not? Sounds good, sounds good. The cur barker laughs away as his pack stumbles after him. You hear them howling and cackling as the stars above begin to glow.
To the splendors of the accursed cairn of Haub. You shall find the downside grows less pleasant from this point. But first, there's a tradition to uphold. This time you stand against the dissidents. Even now they hunger to defeat you. Perhaps not simply to regain their freedom, but to deny you yours.
As the stars shine down upon you, the pack of curs you stand against this night continue hooting and howling. Oi, come on you lot, let's boil some blood. Then Ruki pulls you aside. Look, chum, I know how to say this, but I can't go against these guys. Just trust me on this one, okay? You sense he means it. You make a mental note to ask about his history with Barker whenever time permits. It's alright, Ruki, we can take care of him. Begging your pardon, but if you need another to stand at your side this night, I have someone here whom I would recommend. Do not be coy with us, minstrel. Don the robes if you intend to stand with us. Oh, I did not mean myself. The rights are not for me. I was referring to this little one. A creature wearing tiny raiments appears at the lone minstrel's side. Tizo seems to be volunteering to take on your adversaries, the dissidents. Absurd. The imp knows the rights. He knows a great deal. So long as the Nightwings stand together, he shall be at their side. Though you need not take my word for it. Tizo, our adversaries seem to be preoccupied. Perhaps you might quickly show our comrades what you can do. Little imp peers at you. You sense his connection to the rights as he awaits your guidance. He seems excited to demonstrate some of his favorite tricks. Reader, influencing Tizo may take some getting used to. He's inviting you to try.
Another joins your ranks, and a mere imp. Although, no, it cannot be. Then we shall see what comes of this new partnership of yours.
Sorry about that. Let's see. He doesn't have a dash. Oh. Turned soon after imploding. T to proceed.
This side of it.
Then as ever, Tizo. Tizo is happy to lend his support during a rites if you could use his help. Well then, reader, we shall conduct the rites in the name of the Nightwings.
Who shall stand together here this night? Joe Dariel. Faye.
Gramita?
Tizo. It is done.
Scribes watch over. Yes. Time's up. So, boys, let's get him.
Begin. Indeed. Your fire is the first to falter.
Alright.
Vanished each in turn. The imp did it. The two flames now burn equally as bright. 'Twas almost cruel. By scribes.
Neat.
The Nightwings shall prevail at this rate. I thought they had you there. They did it. From burning flame to ash. Your pyre sputters.
Whoa.
How utterly brazen.
Alright. Alright, you lot, that does it. No more fussing around, right? My boys and me, we're proper angry now.
Careful now. Your adversary Wagner there seems rather fired up. Whatever shall you do against so fierce a foe? And it is
Run!
the Nightwings prevail yet again. A perfectly agreeable performance overall.
Alright.
The rite is done.
Perhaps now they shall learn some humility. Wow, thought, did we just win? Let's beat them? Well, I'll be a heaping ball of dung, but I just can't believe you shoddy lot showed us the what for like that. My boys and I will have to take Statat more serious next time. Till then, you just be sure to tell old Rookie Greentail that yours truly, he remembers everything, you hear?
Rituals do tend to teach something of trust. Something's awakened in the moon-touched girl.
The scribes, they whisper to me, they do from time to time. Okay. Mastery preparing. Tricks of the rope collar. And the grand traitor's leanings. Right mask. Please, enhancing the savages. Missing trickery. Alright, masteries, enhancing a savage's aggression and persistence. None could predict or outsmart came their rope collar chief aide of the Emperor saw. Rope collar was an idiosyncratic man. The command interest he kept to himself. Alright, what do they do? The brief charge up time before Faye jumps or sprints is virtually limited. Okay. And time caster aura is greatly reduced. We'll go for the sprint. I used the sprint before more. Enemies of the Empire found armies at their doorstep before they realized what was even happening.
A devious trick from the rope collar. Enlightenment seldom avails itself to simple imps.
Tizo feels solemn respect for the rites and all their myriad complexities. Spirits of the accursed imp, flights of the fallen. Right masteries unleashing the imp's latent and somewhat terrifying power. The diminutive imp's downside turned out to be much more resilient than they first appeared. Right masteries enhancing an imp's utility to the rest of his triumvirate. Without the aid of Howl the Swallow, the fallen Emperor Solium Mur would never have survived. If banished, Tizo drops a moon sign. Allies can instantly transport you from their pyre. And the other one? While fluttering or zipping, Tizo moves much faster than usual. Sure, we'll go for this. The accursed imp survived the downside off by remaining well hidden from so many natural dangers.
'Tis the influence of the imp scribe.
Okay.
Until the stars align.
Okay. Splendid was your guidance of the Nightwings, reader. Your fellows are fortunate to have found one such as you. May you find the freedom that you seek. Cool. Alright. After thwarting the dissidents in the right, you return to the wagon to recover from the night's ordeal and figure out how best to proceed. Listeners, a triumvirate of anarchists who conduct the rites for sheer thrill. By the Cur Barker Ashcloth. You alright, Rookie? Think so, chum. You just need a little time. Didn't count on Barker being caught up in all this. You don't owe him your conscience. You'll sort things out with him. You always do. I do not wish to interrupt, but the dark of night is waning. Reader, would you join us outside, please? You find Jodariel and the lone minstrel gazing into the sky above the valley, which is beginning to grow pale. look toward the heavens, seek your destination. South Star, Midnight Star. I guess this is the obvious one next. Malive, the Bog Star. The Bog Star burns bright over a fetid cavern in flagging hands. Then it is as I feared. We are to press further north, beneath the valley into flagging hands. A gloom-filled, desolate region of the downside, which lies beyond which lies the sea. Fetid sprawl of noisome, festering, unpleasant adjectives. Basically a disgusting swamp pit. The scribes are watching over us. They will protect us wherever we should go. Had you been to flagging hands, you would not say such things. The scribes have surely turned their backs on that place. If I may, the bleakness of flagging hands shall wear upon you, to be sure. I urge for you to take what rest you can, for you shall need your strength upon the road ahead. Your fellow exiles agree to turn in for the remainder of the night. At dawn, you shall have to press deeper into the downside. He seems to have something on his mind. Tizo nest? Various scraps and things laced together with bits of ribbon and fabric, topped off with a plush fish. Seems there's something on his mind. Can tell something is troubling Ruki. Okay. Though he seems relieved to see you. Yeah, chum, listen, I got to level with you real quick. You remember Barker, don't you? Not exactly easy to forget, though. Believe you me, I try. Well, he's got me by the scruff. I've been down here a little while, as you can see by now, but Barker, he's been here longer. He's made quite the name down here. As for me, I needed help, you understand? I had a certain standard to uphold. So, I figured he would be the one to ask. Then Ruki hesitates. But then his familiar grin returns. So what if I owe him though, right, chum? I got people back on the other side, and just between us, we're loaded. I mean rich. My little problem with Barker, soon it's gonna take care of itself, just as soon as my people send the money through. So, I am telling you right here and now, don't you even worry about it. And I'm sure everything on that front is going to end up real tidy real soon. With that, he scampers off before you can respond. It seems Ruki owes a debt of some sort. What is on the line exactly, you are unsure. Okay. Alright. There might be a lot of dialogue going through, and I don't want to wind up late for work, so I'm not going to risk it. Alright, this was relatively short, a little under an hour. But I got a pretty long shift today, and I gotta get to it. Alright, thank you all for joining me on running through this game of Pyre. or this run of the game Pyre, and I will see you all later. Until then, please take care. Atrocious, good luck with everything. Alright.